There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart. You prayed, but the healing didn't come. You believed, but the door still closed. You trusted, but the situation got worse. And in those moments, the enemy whispers, "Where is your God now?" If God really loved you, this wouldn't be happening. Maybe you're on your own. But let me speak truth over you right now. God will never fail you. He is not absent. He is not silent. He is not late. Your current struggle is not the end of your story. Stay in faith because God is faithful. Deuteronomy 31:6 declares, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you." That's not just a verse. It's a promise. It's a promises. Chapter 1. What does it mean that God never fails? We live in a world filled with broken promises. People say one thing and do another. Circumstances shift. Life changes. But God? God remains the same. Numbers 23:19 says, "God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should change his mind. Does he speak and then not act? Does he promise and not fulfill?" God's track record is perfect. Every word he has spoken is true. Every promise he has made, he will fulfill. To say God never fails means this: he is consistent. He is trustworthy. He is all-powerful. He has never lost a battle, never abandoned his people, never gone back on his word, and he never will fail. Stay in faith, even when it hurts. Let's be honest. There are seasons when trusting God hurts. It hurts to pray for something for years and not see it happen. It hurts to walk in obedience and still face trials. It hurts to wait when you're desperate for change. But hear me. Faith is not proven in the easy moments. It's forged in the fire. When everything in you wants to quit, but you keep believing, when you can't see the outcome, but you trust God anyway, that's real faith. That's unwavering faith. Hebrews 11 verse 1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Faith isn't about what you can see. Faith is about who you trust, and the one you trust, he will not fail you. God's silence is not his absence. Sometimes, the most difficult part of the trial isn't the pain, it's the silence. You pray, but there's no answer. You worship, but feel nothing. You cry out, but the heavens seem quiet. And you start to wonder, has God forgotten me? Why isn't he saying anything? But let me tell you, God's silence is not his absence. His delay is not his denial. When God is silent, he is still present. And often, he's working in ways you cannot see. Remember the story of Lazarus in John 11? Mary and Martha sent word to Jesus saying, "Lord, the one you love is sick." But Jesus didn't rush to them. He stayed where he was for 2 more days. To them, it felt like a delay. To us, it feels like God isn't listening. But what did Jesus say? This sickness will not end in death. No, it is for God's glory, so that God's Son may be glorified through it. God wasn't late. He was setting the stage for a greater miracle. Lazarus didn't stay in the grave. He was raised to life. So if you're in a season of silence, don't lose heart. Stay in faith. God is setting up a resurrection. Chapter 4. Remember his faithfulness. One of the most powerful things you can do when your faith is shaking is this. Remember. Remember how God brought you through before. Remember how he opened doors that no man could shut. Remember the peace he gave you in the storm. Remember the battles you thought you'd lose, but somehow you're still standing. Lamentations 3:21-23 says, "Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness." The enemy wants you to forget what God has done, but your memory is a weapon. Your testimony is proof that God won't fail you now. If he was faithful before, he'll be faithful again. Even when you fall, God won't fail. Sometimes the hardest person to trust is yourself. You made a mistake. You fell short. You doubted. You disobeyed. You messed up again. And the guilt weighs heavy. Shame creeps in. You wonder, how could God still love me? But listen, God's faithfulness is not based on your perfection. It's based on his character. Psalm 103:13-14 says, "As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he knows how we are formed. He remembers that we are dust." God knows your weaknesses. He sees your struggle, and yet he never walks away. 1 John 1:9 says, "If we confess our sins, he is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness." Even when you fall, God remains faithful. Don't run from him. Run to him. Faith in the fire, the story of the 3 Hebrew boys. There's a reason the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Daniel 3 still inspires millions today, because it's not just about surviving the fire, it's about staying in faith when everything is on the line. They were told to bow down or burn. And what did they say? If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us. But even if he does not, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your gods. That's unshakable faith. That's boldness in the fire. And guess what? They were thrown into the furnace, but God met them in the fire. The king looked in and said, "Did we not throw 3 men bound into the fire? But I see 4 men walking around, unbound and unharmed, and the 4th looks like a son of God." God didn't keep them out of the fire. He joined them in it. Sometimes the miracle isn't in avoiding the storm. It's in walking through it with Jesus. And when they came out, not even a hair on their heads was singed. No smoke, no scars, only glory. God never failed them, and he won't fail you. Trust in God with your future. Let's face it, the future can be scary. We don't know what's coming. We don't know how everything will work out. We worry about our careers, our families, our finances, our health. But here's the truth. You don't need to know what the future holds, because you know who holds the future. Jeremiah 29, verse 11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope." God is not guessing about your life. He's not making it up as he goes. He has a plan, and it's good. Romans 8, verse 28 reminds us, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Even when it doesn't feel good, he's still working it for your good. Stay in faith. God will never fail you.